is Bree. Welcome to Nectar Knitty Chats episode 6. This is a little video diary podcast that I keep to track my current projects, my finished objects, and just different things that I'm working on in my knitting world. Thank you so much for being here. It's just been really fun to kind of make these videos and hear from different folks, and I can't believe I've done 6 of these now. So I wanted to take this episode to talk a little bit about summer projects. So it'll have, I'll kind of go over the typical, what I'm working on, what I finished, and then I'm gonna talk about some of the different summer projects I've made over the course of my knitting life, and just I'll share some thoughts on them and ones that I want to remake or ones that I really like or I'm maybe not as happy with, and we'll kind of go from there. So you can find me here at Nectar Knitty Chats on YouTube, Nectar Knits on Instagram, and Bree Callahan on Ravelry, BRIE Callahan. I am going to try and start being a better Ravelry person because I have found it to be such a useful tool for myself and looking up people's different projects. I am good about using it when I test knit, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do my best to be a little bit more active on there. But anyway, I'll get started with what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing my Lines summer top. This is by Russ Knitwear. I am so happy with this one. It's a pattern, it came out about a year ago. It's part of Simone's Lines line. So she has the Lines sweater, slip over, and summer top, and then she is now coming out with another summer make that I definitely want to make. I think it's called the I want to say Erna, but I think that's one of her scarves. But it's this really beautiful tank in double broken rib, and it's really beautiful. It looks amazing, and I've really enjoyed every single pattern of hers that I've made, which I think I've made like 2 or 3 now. But I made this as part of her knit along. I talked about it a little bit in my last episode. I used Elements DK by West Yorkshire Spinners, which is one of the yarns I received from, or not received, one of the ones I picked up in England. And it's kind of, I've really enjoyed it as a summer yarn. It's got like a nice shine to it. It's light. I think I only used maybe 3 balls of this. I think I either bought 3, used 2, or bought 4, used 3. I'll add that in the notes. But I did also make it a little bit shorter than I was originally, I think what the pattern called for, but I just wear high-waisted shorts all the time, so I typically do crop my stuff so that it's long enough I can tuck it in. But yeah, so I'm super happy with it. It's really comfy. I love the color, and I think I talked about it in my last episode a little bit more extensively, but great pattern. I definitely recommend it. So I have one finished object, and it is a bit of a doozy. I started it a bit ago, and I've been working on it, and so it is my, let's see, it's gonna be hard to get this on camera. It is my Fernwood bolero. So it is kind of this, it's a bolero, so it's, I've heard the term bolero, but I didn't really know what it was referring to. Kind of reminds the concept of a shrug. It's like a cardigan. I can put it on. So this is a project I made for my grandma because she wanted a sweater. And so this is kind of, I kept looking out. She had sent me pictures of stuff she liked, and they were patterns that I just wasn't super, like, I didn't feel like the patterns, there were a lot of kind of like free patterns that were basically like 3 squares that you knit together or you sew together. So I wanted something that was maybe like a little bit more complex or more interesting to knit. instead of just like 3 panels. So I had been kind of looking out, and then Knititude came out with a bolero that was in partnership with We Are Knitters, and that one required you to buy the kit to get the pattern. And so I was like, I was a little disappointed because yarn was pretty expensive. I think it sold out and was out for months, and then I think she saw how popular the pattern was, and she kind of made a sister companion with her with Lion Brand, and it's like similar-ish, like it's a similar construction is my understanding, and but the stitch pattern is different. So this it's a really interesting construction. I have not done anything like it before. I'll show. So you basically knit like almost like a blanket. I mean, you just knit a rectangle, like a big panel. So this was all like one big panel. And then at the end you like sew it up, and then you leave like holes to pick up stitches and make sleeves. I did short little cuffs because my grandma wanted something that was like 3/4 length, and this is so like shruggy already. Like it's already so kind of like, I don't know, it fits kind of big. What am I looking for? It's got a lot of positive ease is the knitting term, but oversized. It fits oversized. But anyway, so I was kind of skeptical. This is a good look. I was kind of skeptical of how this was gonna come together because I don't know, I just was like, this is a rectangle. Like, what could I possibly do to this to make it look like a sweater? And I'm honestly like really happy with it. Like it's I kind of thought to myself like, oh, I probably won't make this again. And then I knit it up and I was like, oh, like this is kind of cute. Like it's definitely like really nice. Like it's really cozy. It's like fluffy. The lace I think is really pretty, and the fact that it continues in the sleeve I think is really nice. So yeah, I made the second size there. It's got like 3 sizes. There's like a small to medium or large, and then like a large to XL, and then an XL, because it is quite like, I mean, oversized. So and it's not meant to button. It's like, it's meant to be an open front. So yeah, and then it kind of goes, I'll put pictures of kind of how it fits, but it goes past my bum. But yeah, I'm really happy with it, honestly. I was a little skeptical as I was knitting it, but I'm really happy with it. And these little cuffs. But the real stunner is definitely the lace panel. I mean, it's just really pretty, and I think it just opened up really nicely when I steamed it, and I'm really happy with it. So I used Hue and Me. I think I only used 5 balls of it. I think I purchased I really should write this down. I think I got 7 and used 5 because I did buy the kit, which it was kind of nice. I ended up really liking that experience. And it calls for long sleeves, but like I said, I made them shorter for my grandmother. And yeah, the yarn at first when I got it, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be comfortable to wear, but it actually really is. Like, it's softened up with a little bit with steaming. I think it'll continue to soften. So I'm hoping my grandma will really like it. It is quite bulky, and so it's funny, most of the things I've been wearing and making recently have been with lighter yarn, like lighter weight yarn, and so I think it is the bulkiest yarn that I've ever used for a garment, because I never really hopped on the like super bulky garment train, and I think I probably won't, just because it is like quite thick. But for this, it's nice. Like, our apartment gets a little chilly in the winter, so I could imagine tossing this on and you just be so cozy. So I am actually quite happy with how it came out. And so yeah, it's the Hue and Me yarn, which is by Lion brand. It's a acrylic wool blend, and it's machine washable. It's in partnership with Two of Wands. I think she like kind of developed the line. She recently just came out. I really like her colors. She just came out with another line with them called Color Theory. Just gonna get a sip of coffee. Which I think is 100% acrylic. I don't really use a lot of acrylic yarn, so I could see myself maybe picking it up. I'm happy with knitting this. Like, I could see myself picking it up for like baby makes, or I think it actually would make a really nice baby blanket because it would work up fast. I mean, I basically made a baby blanket and then sewed it up and put sleeves on it. That's like pretty much how the construction of this went. So yeah, anyway, I do recommend the pattern. I think if I were to make it for myself, I might consider a different yarn, but it is kind of a lot of yarn. So I imagine if you step out of like the Lion brand yarn, then you're going to be looking at a pretty expensive knit. So, cause it would be like 5 of super bulky, and if I use, or sorry, 5 of a bulky, although this could really feel like a super bulky to me. You know, that can get kind of expensive, but we'll see. I might knit it again. Not in the near future, but I'm really happy with how it came out. And sewing, seaming, I guess it went okay. I mean, you can see my seam, but I looked at the pattern pictures and you can kind of see your seam too. But like, I think like I did an okay job there. Now, this is where I messed up, my ribbing. But I think on the stockinette, actually, especially if I wet block it, I think this would relax quite a bit. I steamed it, but I think I lost my steaming mojo after a while because it is a lot to steam. But that's okay, you know? You can tell there's a seam, but it's not ugly. I mean, if you look at it, like if this were to relax a bit, like, you can hardly tell. I mean, you can tell. But anyway, I'm quite happy with it. So the Fernwood Bolero by Knititude in partnership with Lion brand, sewn flat and then seamed and then ribbed sleeves. It's a good one. So I could use a block. So, all right. So then what am I working on? I have a pattern that I'm really, really excited about. I've been wanting to work on it for a while. I saw it, I think, a year ago. So it really doesn't look like much right now. So bear with me. I am working on the Moonset tee by Ozetta. This is my first time working one of her patterns, but I always really admire them. So this is what I have, which is like this here, which is, you know, it is knitting. So this is the back panel. And then this is gonna be, I just picked up and started working on the front left yesterday. So this is kind of, oh, it kind of looks like something. So this is gonna be like here. It's drop shoulder. I will say my gauge is off. I really wanted to use this yarn, so my gauge was off by like a stitch. So I decided to go down a size instead of going down a needle size, because I'm using already, these are 3.25s and the pattern calls for, the pattern calls for US 3. So I didn't want to go down because, to be honest, my needle case doesn't go down. I have the Knitter's Pride Ginger deluxe set, and it only goes down to US 3, which when I first got these, I was like, I'm never going to use these little needles. I just need the 15s and 13s. What did I know? So yeah, I am hoping for my birthday this year to get the Chaigu twist set. I need to look into it. And I have the shorties, but I don't have, anyway, all that being said, I could talk about needles for a while. I didn't want to go down another needle size because I was happy with the fabric. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go down a size. And it's a drop shoulder, so it's like, it's supposed to kind of hang, goodness, it's supposed to kind of hang, you know, down to here, like the panel. So I think it'll be pretty spot on in terms of like the fit I want. Yeah, so it's coming down to like here, and I'm looking at her, and I think mine might be a little longer than hers. I have a yarn on my head. But we'll see. Anyway, I think it's possible it might be a little oversized on the sleeve. But that being said, I could always knit a shorter sleeve so that it's the length if I want to model the same length that she has. But yeah, so it's kind of a neat construction. You knit the back panel, and then I did this for the home sweater and the home cardigan, I guess. The home sweater V-neck. It's been a while since I've done a drop shoulder construction, so kind of like boggles my mind. But then I just picked up, and then you knit a little bit of this collar, and then you know, whatever, incorporate it into the front panel. So then this is going to be the collar, and this is the front panel. I have about an inch, I think, more of knitting, or a half inch more of knitting here before I'm going to cut this yarn. And then I'm assuming I'll go and do the other side and then join in the round. No, I think then I start doing V-neck. So I've got quite a ways to go before I join in the round. I think that's one thing. I think drop shoulder looks really great. I like the fit of the stuff that I have that's drop shoulder, but it is a lot of knitting back and forth. Especially if you're in stockinette, it's just a ton of purling. My tension on the back is like, it's funny, like my tension on the back is like, okay, it's not great. But my tension on this front panel is good. I'm like, what, like it's the same kind of thing. Why does it look so much better on the front than on the back? I'm happy with it, and I think a good soak is gonna do wonders for this, because this stockinette, and you can kind of see, so a little bit about this yarn. So anyway, so Moonset pullover by Ozetta. I'm using this very kind of rusticy feeling linen wool blend that I got from Bat and Kill Fibers at Maryland Sheep and Wool. That's all I know about it. I couldn't tell you the yardage. It's a fingering weight. I have 5 skeins of it. This is all from one ball. So I think I'm gonna actually have quite a bit, because I might have some left over, because I feel like this is, I still have not a lot left, but I have a good bit left. So I think this is actually kind of a lot of knitting for one ball. But anyway, so I'm really happy with the yarn. I think, it's gonna wash me out a bit, but I think I wear a lot of blue jeans and jean shorts in the summer, so I just want like a light top that I can just like boop pop over, and then I'm gonna feel excited and comfy in my knitwear. And so I do really want to make an active effort to try and knit more like kind of basics, because so I'm trying to get away from like the highly variegated like pieces, because then you're kind of like, they feel like a statement piece to me, where I just need more stuff that's like I can just wear it and I'm gonna be excited because I knit it. So that's kind of the point of this, and I think I'm really excited. I just think it's just such a cute, like the V-neck is really cute. I just am really looking forward to wearing this. I think I would love to have it done, I don't know. I leave on a trip. I'm definitely not gonna have it in, I leave on a trip in 2 weeks. There's no way I'm gonna have it done in 2 weeks. But that would be amazing because I'll be in California and I feel like it would be really perfect for there. But, oh well. Anyway, so yeah, really looking forward to this. And it's been fun. It's been really fun to knit. Like I started this week, so I feel like I've made a lot of progress. It's fingering weight yarn on 3.25 millimeter US 3 needles, but I don't know. I feel like it's working up quick, maybe just because I'm excited about it. So I'm really enjoying that. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the part where I talk a little bit about my different summer projects. I might have to split this in two because I have a lot, because I did knit a lot of summer projects last summer. So I might actually just focus on ones I haven't talked about on the podcast yet, because yeah, although I do really want to talk about this one, so maybe not. Okay, so I'm doing a little pile reorganizing. So I'll start with one that I love and I'm super excited about, and I just got jeans to go with it. Okay, I've talked about this on the video on here before, but this is my farfa top. It's a little wrinkly because it's been folded, but it's by the Knit Pearl Girl. I love it. And I just got jeans in the mail yesterday to wear with it. I got white jeans. It's got these really cute like fluttery sleeves, a knitted hem, like a sewn hem, which is just gorgeous. I-cord detailing. It's just beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. So this was made with basically 2 skeins or 200 grams of Sorella's silk sock, which they have now available in their summer tonals. I'm 100% going to be ordering some. I think I'll probably get 2 skeins again to either make, I might just make another farfa. I think I would go down a size, just for yarn's sake, because I did use just over 2 skeins for this. So I think I would go down a size, and just so I could get away with 2 skeins. But I love it. She has the pattern written for the knitting for olive silk, which I've heard is really beautiful. I haven't used it, but it's a great pattern. It takes a long time because it's fingering weight and it's kind of fluttery, so there's some positive ease, and there's a lot of really great details to it, but it's so worth it. So I definitely highly recommend this pattern. The farfa top, the Knit Pearl Girl, and Sophie's just an absolute delight. I always am keeping an eye out for her patterns because I really enjoy working on them. So I have several of hers that I have plans to make, and she has the duo top coming out soon, which is a simple like tee design, and I'm thinking about, if I get this silk yarn, I'm either gonna make another farfa top or a duo top, because yeah, they're just clean, classic, beautiful pieces, and I just want something I can just wear, you know, so definitely recommend. So then I also have, this is one of the first tops I ever made. The first one I actually ever made, I'll see if I can find a picture of it. is a drops free pattern, and I made a crop top for my sister-in-law in rainbow yarn. And it's got like, you kind of like twist yarn to make the sleeves, and it's got like a cute little kind of lace panel, and then you knit bottom up. But anyway, it's a drops free pattern. I will find it and link it. I've had good experiences with the pattern. I've knit a couple of them and they're really cute, but and it was my first time knitting with a chart, so there was that. And it was good. It was a free pattern. I had no idea what I was doing, but it kind of worked out. I had never gauge swatched before. I didn't gauge swatch, but they ended up working out okay. And then another top that I made for my sister-in-law, and then I made, almost kind of tested it out for myself first before I made it for my sister-in-law, is the Falling For You crop top. This is by LSB Creates, Lisa Borum. She's a designer friend of mine, and I love this pattern. So it has this beautiful lace panel on the back. You knit it bottom up, so it's hard to tell how pretty this is because I used like acrylic yarn and I feel like it just fuzzed up a lot, but it's so cute. I'll pop a picture in of I recently took a picture of it. Look at my sleeves seaming. Oh my goodness. So I made this last summer when I was still like really new to knitting in a lot of respects. I used to purl weirdly so then it would twist my stitches. Just so many different things. But the pattern itself is, I was basically a beginner and I was able to knit this lace panel without too much difficulty, and create, minus some of the details of like the seaming, which is really on me. I think it's just a great pattern, and I really like the fit of it still. I will be making more of these. I'd like to make almost like similar to what I'm wearing now, like a tank top of it. So I might consider doing like a little bit of ribbing at the bottom so that it doesn't curl up, and then stockinette in the round for, 5 inches, and then starting the pattern. But it's beautiful. It's a really nice pattern. I really like it. So I made it in Karen's Simply Soft. I think I got it at my like upcycled craft store, and so look at that. I think I did yarn over increases and created holes. Oh, Brie. But I still love it, and I do wear it actually. It's like a bralette effectively for me. I'll put it on and then I'll put like a sweater on when I'm just kind of chilling around the house, and it's really nice. So that is the Falling For You top by LSB Creates. Definitely recommend. I'll also, speaking of LSB Creates, I talked about this a lot in my last podcast because I was wearing it. This is the lacy top. I'm definitely planning on making another one of these as well. It's just such a pretty lace pattern. And I love the fit of this. I wear it frequently. I like the straps. Like, I'm just really happy with it. So that's another one. She recently released it. Definitely recommend. It smells like sunscreen. I need to wash it. Okay, so here's one. This is the dropped stitch crop. I made this for a test knit last year for Aja Makes, AJA, or Asia, I think it's Aja. And I made it in paint box cotton, their worsted cotton. Now, this cotton is very soft, and I think I just don't like working with cotton. So this is the Line Brand 24/7 cotton. I actually kind of do like working with this one. It like, I think holds like its shape better, where this cotton it feels really thick, And as a result, I think it creates a fabric that I just don't love. So, but anyway, I mean, they have so many great colors. I don't actually have a problem with the cotton itself. I just don't think I like knitting with cotton because I don't think I am very good at knitting with cotton, or I need to like really size down if I'm gonna make it, because it does grow so much. I think that's my problem. And also, this is a garment that, I mean, with the drop stitches and the garter, there is so much like stretch. So I really could have made this a lot smaller, and I don't know if my gauge was off or whatever, but I did this as a test knit. That being said, I'm not like, I don't hate the product. Like, I think it's kind of cute, and it's a little wide, but like, you know, I mean, like, I think it's like a cute like summer tank top. And I like the color. I like the drop stitch. I mean, I like garter. I like, you know, so that doesn't look too bad, huh? So this one's knit flat and then seamed, which is just not my favorite construction. I think it's probably would be pretty easy to hack this pattern and not do panels. Like I might consider that. I think also, yeah, I just didn't have the best knitting experience with it, which is really not a fault of the pattern. But yeah, so I don't think I would make this again as it is. Like, if it were changed to be in the round, then I might really consider it. But it was my first time doing drop stitches, which I really, really love how that looks. Like, I think that is really neat. And I like garter. I think it makes like this fun squishy fabric. But I just, yeah, it's a little too big. It's bigger than I would want it to be. I don't love the knitting flat and seaming, but there are some things. So I probably wouldn't make it again, but if you like knitting flat and seaming, I probably wouldn't make it again. Would be happy if people really liked it. I would be happy to answer any questions here or via my Instagram. But I still wear it. So, you know, I just don't think I like seaming. And then I'm going to do like one more, cause I haven't talked about this one on the podcast. So this one was another test knit that I did last summer. I had learned a lot more by the time I took on this test knit. And, actually I'll talk about another one that I don't have on me. So this is the Simple Lines top by Rust Knitwear, and it has two versions. There's the one with the peplum, which is the one I did because I love a peplum, and then there's one with just like a simple like tank design. Now, I have a lot to say about this one. I think the design is super well written. I love the shape of the tank top. I totally used the wrong yarn. I love this yarn. I think it's beautiful. It's like this, it kind of reminds me of the sea. It's like this blue speckly. It's just gorgeous. It's so soft. It's Cascade Summer Splash, or I think, and it's like their cotton yarn. And so there are a lot of things I really like about it, but it is very thick, and it grows. So that's the other thing, is I probably need to do what I really need to do is I need to do some surgery on the sleeves. Like, I should probably cut them and make them, here, I'll show you. It's very low cut. I've just learned so much since then, and so it's pretty low cut, and then, you know, it's supposed to fit with some ease. So I think if I just I don't know, I think if I did this, like brought the sleeves up a little bit, I might be happier with it. But I think also, like, I probably should knit down a size. I think my gauge, because of how much this has grown, like, I think my swatch was fine, but then I think the weight of the actual garment brings it down. But it's like, I love it's so soft. I love the yarn coloring. I think it's so beautiful. I'm really happy with the peplum and my I-cord bind off. But yeah, it's like too low cut for me. I mean, so yeah. So this is on the border of being too low cut for me. And so this, as you can see, is very low cut for me. So I should have just knit the sleeve shorter is what I should have done. So I'm thinking about doing maybe some, like, cutting the sleeves and then, like, seaming, like, I could probably seam these together and then just cut, like, this whole chunk off. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because, yeah, it's too much. It's too short for me. But, I mean, it's too long for you. But honestly, the pattern's super well written. This is another one by Russ Knitwear. I love the peplum detail. I think it's adorable. And it's so flattering. And it's so soft. So it's not even like that I wouldn't recommend the yarn. It's more like I just am bad at knitting with cotton yarn. So anyway, I've been trying out other summer yarns like this one and had more success because the wool content in this does bring it, so that has like a good bit of elasticity, where with cotton, like, it grows and you have to, like, shrink it to get it back to the size, but then it grows again, right? So it's like a good pair of blue jeans. Like, if they're truly mostly cotton, like, they grow a ton as you wear them, and then if you want to get them back to where they were, you have to shrink them, which feels bad, but it kind of is what it is. But that all being said, I think of these tops, it's like, this one I want to make again, but so this is the simple summer top. Want to make again after doing some sweater construction. Wouldn't make again, but I wear it. Drop Stitch Crop by Asia Mace. Lacy top by Lisa Borum or Alice Peace Creates. Would definitely make again, wear it frequently. The Falling For You top by LSB Creates. Would make again, want to make again, in fact, and have made it twice. I need to get a good picture of my sister-in-law and hers. So would definitely make again. Farfa top, want to make again, hopefully. It's hard because I love it, but it is such a time commitment. So there's that, but I'm obsessed with it. I wore it out on a date night and I just love it, and it's so soft. This yarn is amazing, so I'm excited to get more Sorella yarn. So there's all that, and then the one I forgot to talk about is another one that I've made several times, but I just haven't made one for myself, and that is the Primavera top by the Knit Stitch. I've made 2 versions of it. No, I've made 3 of them, so I'll pop a picture in here. I've made one for my friend Savannah, I made one for my mom, and I made one for my friend on here, Nicole. And I made it in 24/7 cotton and also the paint box cotton yarn. And for that, I think I'd learned a little bit more about cotton yarn, so I did size down a couple needle sizes in order to achieve the look that I wanted. I've made 3 of these, and every person has like loved it. The fit is really nice because it's like lace, but then it has some pearl bumps in it too, so then it kind of almost gives you that similar hugging to your figure like a ribbing would. So the fit has always been really nice, and that is one where I kind of like to make one for myself. The only thing about some of those designs, they have my size, but they're not the size range beyond my size. I think oftentimes they go up to like a large or XL. And so I have been trying to put my dollars where my values are, which is in sizes towards designers that are creating more size inclusive designs. So that has been a consideration. I do already own the pattern and I would like to knit it for myself. So we will see kind of how that, when I do that. But anyway, that's what I got for now. So thank you so much for watching. I have gotten some acquisitions recently, but I think I'll just save those for another day. I've been cutting down on my yarn acquisitions, and then just trying to be really mindful. I did Red Door Fiber Studios just did a drop of her greatest hits, so I did get just a sock set. I was dying to get like a sweater quantity of this one tonal that she has, but I resisted and I just got a sock set because I want to make more socks. And coming up, so like I said, I'm working on the Moonset, and then we are going to be going to where are we going? So I'm in town this week. So in 2 weeks we are leaving for Northern California. We have good friends who are getting married in wine country north of San Francisco. And so we're really looking forward to that. So I'm hoping I probably will not bring the Moonset with me if I'm not finished it. I mean, maybe I'll be finished it. And I think I'll be making some socks on the plane. So I have plans to make some DK weight socks for Steve. So I'm hoping that I can bring those on the trip. And I don't know if I'll finish them on the trip, but I think maybe I'll get some good knitting done on the plane, because we are flying out and it's kind of a long journey because we have to have a layover. So we're flying out and then we are gonna go and spend like 4 nights, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 nights in Yosemite National Park, which I'm really looking forward to. And then we're gonna drive over, spend a night in the Bay Area, and then drive up to meet our friends in wine country. So I'm really looking forward to it. It should be really fun. Really looking forward to the wedding. It's some good friends of ours who live out in the Bay Area. Known them for a really long time. So just should be fun. And then I think Steve and I will be done for trips for a while. Yes. So anyway, but I did think today, I was like, I wonder if there are any yarn shops out there. I'm sure there are, but probably won't buy any. We'll be buying some wine though. All right, well, thank you so much for sticking with me. Would love to hear what you're working on, what summer projects you are working on or recommend, any summer plans that you have. So if you enjoyed this video or you want to hear more, please like and subscribe or comment, just, checking in, saying hey. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Bye.